What is up, everybody? Welcome to Trade Academy. It's the afternoon. It's Tuesday. We got FD White here with OC Guy, and we're looking at these charts right now, guys. This right here, we are breaking above the 200-day simple moving average. The big question is, can we hold it? Will it last through a retest? It might actually get an answer to that while we are live today, guys. Stick around, dig in. Let's jump into these charts. Let's find these trades, and let's see what's happening in the world of Bitcoin right now, taking on the elusive 200-day simple moving average. Guys, stick around. Let's get it. Let's roll that intro. Guys, welcome to Trade Academy. This is our afternoon show, the FD White and I do, bringing you guys these charts, doing a trade setup, looking at the strategies, going, is this going to go up or is this going to go down? How can we make some money on this? That is what we do here. But we're not doing it alone today, man. We had to recruit some backup. I called him some backup. I said, I need backup on my location. And OC Guy said, no problem. I got you, bro. OC, what's up, man? FD White, what's up, man?
Good. Thanks for having me, man. Thanks for having me.
Well, it's your show too. This is our show. We do this. This is us. This is us, bro.
Yeah.
Guys, so let's talk about.
Thank you guys for having me. Yep. Sorry about that. Course. Yeah, go ahead.
No, go ahead. There was a dead silence.
I was just saying,
my DJ days, no dead air. I had to speak in. Go for it. What you got there?
Yeah, I just want to say thank you guys for having me here. It's always a pleasure to be here around, and also to get into the adventure of hunting a couple of coins. That is always very fun.
Absolutely. So the 200-day, we've been talking about this. I've been banging on this drum for a hot minute. We did. I'm going to jump over here real fast. We did break through this here on, let's see, this was on Sunday. So we did break through this on Sunday, quickly got a rejection to the downside, got stuck underneath it again, 2 more days. I'm looking at a 12-hour here, so another 24 hours of rejection there. And now we're getting up there, but it looks like we're getting a lot of resistance here. We got the True 7 coming down. It looks like the volume's starting to teeter out, and it looks like money flow is about at the 0 line, and it could be doing what it did right there where it came up to that 0 line and then teetered out a little bit. I'm going to be digging in, watching closely on this Bitcoin chart today, guys. So if we keep coming back to Bitcoin, it's because all eyes on Bitcoin right now, and this move is going to send everything else to either the upside or the downside. So let's go ahead. Let's jump in. FD, I've already showed what's going on the chart with mine, what I'm seeing. I'd love to see what you're seeing right now. And are there any indications to you that this is going to hold or that it's going to reject? What do you got for us?
So yeah, man, basically I just got my basic levels, man. We got this, the 64K level. We're a little bit above the 200, SMA, like you said, on the daily, that's coming in at about 63,980. I am seeing a little bit of volume coming in, so that is a good sign, if you compare the last 2-3 days. So I'm hoping we can close. I want to see this. We got another 4 hours. I want to see us close before the nightcap. When the nightcap comes on with me and TradeFly, that'll give me a little bit better answer as to what we're going to do in the immediate short term. But like you said, all eyes are on Bitcoin. All eyes are on this level, this 200-day, this red line, this 200-day simple moving average. Then we have my upward sloping trend line, this channel that we've been in ever since September the 6th. We've just been going up. Came down for a little small deviation, but we did have this support here at 57.8. Came back up, and now we retested it again, but we held. And now, like I said, we're coming up to this pivotal area for Bitcoin and pivotal area for alts. We talked about alts to nauseum last week over on my channel. We talked about it here. So we had that move. We had the move that we all expected. Now, round 2, altcoin season, mini altcoin season, round 2 is predicated on what Bitcoin is going to do at this level. So this is what we're going to watch, and all eyes are on Bitcoin right now.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree 100%. All eyes are on Bitcoin right now. And I told you guys, breaking the 200-day simple moving average and testing it as support sends me bullish. All bearish sentiment gone and washed away. Doesn't change with stuff that we have with the economy, but I said the economic stuff could happen 6 months to a year out from now, because it takes a while for all of that to play. A lot of the indicators that we see are very lagging, and then the second and third order effects of that data is very lagging also. So, we break and hold this. I flip bullish. That's all there is to it. I've got a lot of money sitting on the sidelines, and I will happily start deploying on a dollar cost average basis to get back into here. Never will I ape in, but I will absolutely start DCA back in. OC, what are you seeing on your charts? Let's kick it over to you and see what you're seeing on Bitcoin, because you said you don't know if this is going to hold. There's got to be a reason for that. So what is the mad mathematicians thinking over there? What do you got, man?
Well, first of all, I'm seeing a little bit of a shame in here. Well, there's no shame in stop loss, but there we go. I got stopped out here. I just need to come up clean here, guys. I did open up a position in here as we were coming up. Why? Yeah, I know. It happens. It happens. It's hard, it's hard to be right all the time, right? I picked that line from Alex Crypto, just so you guys know. So sometimes I just need to let it go. All right, but you guys see that I love to trade ranges, right? Why? Because once you get the whole of the range, it is basically a money printing machine. Let me show you very quick before I'm moving to your question. If I take this trading here, let's just push it, put it here. Then I take this one here. Then I push it up here, and then so on and so forth. Well, then I take this one here, which is a little bit like, you get the point, right? And just by trading the range, look at how far could I go into a movement like that. Just by taking those three up and down, that is a 6% movement of Bitcoin, while everybody else is just complaining about a boring market, right? So at this point, I did found this late entry here. Nonetheless, I did explain on the class that it was extremely high risk entry, and now we're going to explain why I don't know if we're going to be holding. I have three plans in here. First of all, it's just following my strategy is shorting the top, stop me out, that's fine. Let's take a look at what happened here. You see that we previously, and let me go to the 4 hours, we previously have teased with that 200 EMA. I don't have the 200 EMA. The 200 EMA crosses around here. All right. What's been happening is what we touch it once, we touch it twice, and we break through and stay above. And this is the third one. Usually the third one is the charm, but also we need not to ignore what happened the last time, which is a fake out. All right. So we need to just wait for what's going to be happening here. Something that, and this is what I'm saying, that might not hold. It is because we're reaching at the top of the prime oscillator plus, right? Can we still go up all the way up here? Yes, absolutely. And then what's going to happen if we retrace? Hopefully we hold this position. Why? Because look at that. We are almost at the end of that bright spot, right? In fact, I could be arguing that the mathematical most probable bright spot, it is right there. This is where the probabilities of the top it being already in was, right? What happened here? It happened a bearish divergence. In fact, we have that confirmation right here. It's a small one. Yes. And why is a divergence? Because volume keeps moving downwards while price keeps moving upwards, right? At this point, that divergence, it's being overruled. But once again, look at that price action being taken right now. And we just need to be careful. Let's just not get stuck into a bull trap like that. So what's going to be my next move really quick? And then I just throw it back to you guys. It is this retracement. So at the retracement, I'm going to be holding for it to see one or two candles of one or two more candles just to confirm that it holds. If it holds, I long it. And if it breaks it, I short it. So once again, I'm going to be just looking at what is this candle doing. So far, not looking that good. But throwing it back to you guys.
Yeah, so I actually got something up here, and I saw the question. It's funny that the question was asked. Florence Annette Takai, I hope I got that right. If I didn't, my bad. I hope I nailed it. Anyway, Florence asked, please, will Bitcoin get to 65K? Interesting you asked that question. Let's talk about that for a second here. Looking at the heat map here, guys, you see there's a big cluster down here of yellow, a little small cluster down here of yellow. These are the heat. This is the heat map. This is saying where the liquidation areas are at, right? But you see a really, really bright one sitting up here. Guys, this bright one up here, this long, long liquidation line, this is coming in right at $65,000. It's like $65,006 to be exact. And there is about $230 million. We'll go a little bit lower on that. About $300 million in liquidations up there. Okay. I am watching for that level. First of all, remember that 65K right there. I just pointed at it right there. Okay. There's levels down here though. These are coming in at about 62.6 and about 62.2. And if we look at these levels and we start to add them up, that's about 140. That's about 180. So that's about 320, 420. Hey, 420. Sorry. Got to do it. Got to do it. Got to do the air horn for that one. There you go. That's about 420. And then that would be 490, 500, about $500 million there total, and another about 300. So there's about $750 million in liquidations sitting below us. Okay. So about 300 million sitting up here at the 65 level, and then a whole bunch of liquidation sitting below us. Here's what I think happens, guys. If we look at the 65K levels and we go, okay, well, what's around there? Let's go check it out and see. You guys can see right here, 65.7. You see that line? That is the value area high for Bitcoin right now. Okay. This is going pretty much back almost to the bear market bottom, pulled to current. That is the value area high. I think we come up to revisit the value area high. We take out all that liquidity that I just showed you up here on this level. And then we reject back down from there to come back and retest. We got some levels down here at the 62. That's the 100. Remember, we've never retested the 100 once we broke through it. Okay. So I think we come up here, we hit that. We come back, we retest the 200. That will be a key level for us to hold. If we do not, guys, we're very likely coming back down to test the 100-day simple moving average, and that will close out the other liquidity. In that move, the market makers, guys, the market makers in that one fell swoop take out $1.5 billion in trades, and they grab that liquidity. They leave everyone holding the bag, and that is what we're going to base our trades on so that we can make that money. Okay. So let's jump over here back to Trio Cam. FD, your thoughts on that, man? Because there's levels to support it. Value area high, never retested the 100-day simple moving average, pull back to there. And I think a lot of people would get wrecked in that whole move while the market movers, market makers are collecting a $1.5 billion payday. Your thoughts on that, man?
Yeah, I definitely can see that scenario playing out, because if you go back to my chart, we do have some wicks up there, some liquidity that can be grabbed. So like you said, if we can pop up above this and stay above this 200 day SMA, we do have let me just do this right quick so we can make it a little bit bigger. We do have these wicks from August 23rd, August 25th. We did come up here. We did come back around the 1st of August, the 2nd of August. So we do have some, liquidity up there, like you said. And then if we do seem to roll over, like you said, we never retested that 100-day, and that 100-day will actually probably will start to curl up. Well, we'll make it kind of blue, and then possibly hit this area here if we do break down at about I got
which is about that 62.
61.
Yeah,
yep, almost about
which
62.
is where all
yep.
that liquidity is. All that liquidity is down there below us.
Yeah.
So.
Exactly. So I'm not even looking at a heat map. I'm not even looking at, anything like that. I'm just going off straight price action, and I can kind of, dictate, or not dictate, but foresee where all the liquidity is actually at. So yeah, I definitely can see that playing out, but I hope it doesn't, because I'm looking for these alts to give me a little bit more run for my money. So I'm gonna check Bitcoin dominance a little bit later in the show, and then I think I saw Bitcoin dominance going up a tad bit. So it seems like the rotation may be going back to Bitcoin, because right now in the market conditions that we're in, it's just Bitcoin, alts, Bitcoin, alts, different alts. There's no new money really coming in, so it's gonna be hard to really, really pump it up like that.
No,
so we're gonna just
for fact.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So we're just playing ping pong with, the altcoins and Bitcoin and, the different altcoins. So just going to be ahead of the curve, ahead of the, the masses, and just stay on the charts and stay, looking at what's going on. And that's the key to crypto, man. Staying 2 steps ahead of everybody else. If you can stay 2 or 3 steps ahead of everybody else, you'll fare very well. But most people are 2 or 3 steps behind, and that's why
Yes,
they get
facts.
wrecked.
Facts. Let's jump over to the crypto bubbles. OC, you want to pull those up, go over the crypto bubbles and see what we got moving over there? And then I'll come back and we'll talk about some big movers down that list after you get done with that. Let's go check the bubbles out. It's bubble time.
Absolutely, just like a path. Here we go. So we're moving forward. What everybody else is just moonwalking, right? FD White. So very quickly here. I like to use this indicator, or this as a counter indicator, right? The fact of the matter is, once we already have seen this is done deal. We already have gone 6.9%. We already have gone up 13.8%. So what can you do? Well, then I would like to start, I don't know, bursting those bubbles, right? So this is where things get interesting. For example, I will be looking at, say, I will be looking at Weave, I'll be looking at Sui, I will be looking at Chill. Well, I don't know about Chill. I'm not very into it, but I will be maybe looking at Ava or maybe looking at Hex, right? As you can see, I'm looking at the biggest ones, regardless if they are red or green, and then going for the counter movement if we are ready to be doing that. For example, I think we can go and take a look at something like Weave on Ava and do some exercise on that. So let's go to Weave in here very quick. By the way, guys, remember that Weave, it is an S coin, it is a meme coin, and you need to be very cautious with it, right? The first thing that I see is that we are on a resistance.
I'm putting out a meme coin. Just so you know. It's gonna be Gypsy with hat. And I'm gonna put out my dog. No, I'm just playing, man.
I like it. I like it. Every single time that you shred a new dog out of her, that's when it increases its value. So having a husky, I can tell you that happens very quickly. All right. Basically, we are in a resistance area right here, as previously seen. We can also start throwing in a couple of support and resistances. Let's just mark them, right? Just to see where they are located. You don't even need to be very precise, right? Just an overall where they are located. So as you can see right now, and let me just zoom out, we can see that we are not only on a resistance, we are also close to a rejection zone. And what is my support area? And and I'm just doing that to change the color. Let's just change it to purple. Here is my support, and here is my resistance. All right, just so you guys can see it right now. All right. At that point, since
hold that thought for 1 second. Hey, FD, we're going to be coming back. You need to check PopCat, bro. You need to go do a pulse check on PopCat. I think it's about to play for you. So let's go back to OC's chart.
Okay.
Great. So looking at how is it playing right now, what else am I going to be doing? Well, looking at where do I have confluence. As you can see, it is right here. So I'm going to be waiting for confirmation. Look at that prime score, very bullish, but almost at the end of its lifetime, right? Maybe going to 10 on back to 1. That means not bullish anymore. I see the beginning of a flip of the ribbon, not quite there yet. So I still need to wait just for a little bit more for confirmation. If I see that confirmation, well, then I'm going to be jumping in for a short position. So short position somewhere around here. My stop loss up out of that ranging area and aiming for my support area. So that's going to be my setup for Weave, for example, right? I don't know if I'm going to be jumping in, but that's how I use the crypto bubbles here. So other than that, turning it back to you guys.
Awesome. Do you see what I'm seeing on PopCat there, FD? Let's just jump in and see what you got.
I mean, it's simple. It's simple. Look where we're at. Like we're at. Let me zoom out. This is on the daily time frame. All time. We're at that dollar. We've been talking about this dollar area, which is a psychological level and a technical level. So the high is about $1 and 53 tenths of a cent. I don't know how you would say that, but if we break out of here, man, this is price discovery mode. We break out of here. I don't even know where we're going to go, but I do know it's going to be a lot higher. Boom, boom, boom. It's all you need to really see for PopCat right now. PopCat is going to, when it moves. And, this is what we've been waiting on for the past few months. So we came up with PopCat from this area here, and now look, we're just doing it again. Looks like, let me actually go back because I haven't even charted PopCat. I was looking at Aave, I was looking at the graph, and I was looking at Dogecoin, but it definitely looks like, I want to see this candle close like this. I want to see all this wick below, meaning the sellers came down. We touched this upper sloping trend line. The sellers couldn't break it, and then I want to see us close like this, possibly get us above this dollar. Well, we'll say 98 to a dollar area, retest that support, and then make our way to price discovery mode. So thanks, Piper. It's back on my radar, man. Pop, I was going to talk about it eventually, but it may do it faster than I thought. So appreciate that.
So here's what happened. I had the crypto bubbles on, and then it popped up out of nowhere onto the daily, and it started showing activity on the daily. It was enough of a move that it wasn't showing, and then all of a sudden it was. So I was like, let me go check the hourly. Hourly said it had a decent move up, and then I went and looked at the chart, and I was like, you know what? You got two choices on this at this point. You could either set this up for a short right here at this key resistance sitting right above us, because, if you got Bitcoin looking like it's coming down, right, then you got a chance to short right there at that key resistance level. But if it closes out, I'm not a person that revenge trades. If you guys don't know what revenge trading is, it is where you get closed out of a trade and then you get revenge. You go for revenge and you come back even harder, and then you get wrecked again, because you never ever should do that. That is actually one of the trades that I would set a short with a very tight stop loss at the top. If it doesn't play out, I would absolutely look for the retest of that support line to come back in on a long and right at the other direction. So I think you can really play that one either way.
Yeah, and you know what, man? In crypto, this is what I learned, and a lot of my knowledge comes from failure and losing a whole bunch of money. But when the market conditions change, like when the market turns full bull, is one pattern that I really look at. I'm not really a super big pattern trader, but ascending triangles. When I'm like this, we have a top here where it's just resistance, 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 but we keep having the push up. Higher lows, higher lows, higher lows. So when it does pop, these really, really move if they do break out. But like you said, we could, if we do get rejected, it's two ways you can play it. Like, you know what I mean? It's a simple trade if you know how to manage your trades, if you know how to enter the trade. That's the hard part, entering the trade, learning how to enter the trade. So I'm on the 4-hour time frame, so I wouldn't enter from the 4-hour. Of course, I'm just doing a top-down analysis. I would probably enter from like the hourly or the 15-minute. But like you said, I'm banking on or hoping this actually pops up, because I think the reward for upside, because we won't have anything above us. We'll just be in price discovery mode. But if we do break down, then we can see something like a breakdown, a retest of this upper sloping trend line, and then we can keep going back down. Or, well, let me delete that. Or we can just hit this thing, that the ceiling that we're at right now, and just reject from there. So it is a couple of different ways you can trade that. But if Bitcoin can continue its ascension higher, I'm banking on PopCat to make a huge move.
Alex O said it's no longer PopCat. If it breaks that level, it's now Top Cat. So there you go. Shout out to Alex O. He said, I love a good vengeance trade. And then Mark Dutch said, revenge Mike Tech. And then Retro Mike said, Mark knows. Guys, I saw a post up here earlier from Alexandra G. And actually, I saw one from Alex O talking about Amy's birthday super chats. I'm glad that she enjoyed it, man. We love you. You and Amy you guys got a special spot in my soul. But it was Alexandra G dropping that link for tonight. Billy Goat Tales X Space with Jenna X tonight at 9 p.m. So it reminded me of all the lovely ladies that exist inside the crypto space, and that keyed me to remember this. One of the most lovely ladies of crypto, Caroline Ellison from FTX. Sarcasm dripping there. Sentenced today, guys, 2 years in prison for her role in the FTX's fraudulent collapse. So that breaking news 8 minutes ago, Caroline Ellison has now been sentenced to 2 years. I don't know. Is that long enough for her, man? I mean, I know she was operating under the guidance of Sam Bankman-Fried, but you can only put so much. For example, let me tell you, in the military, we have something called lawful orders, right? And if someone gives us an unlawful order and we do it anyways, we get in just as much trouble as the officer that gave the order because we knew it was an unlawful order. So there's no like defense of like, I did what my boss told me to do. In the military, there is none of that. I think 2 years is too late, but I'd like to hear your guys' opinion because let's let's be reminded. She pointed out in the trial for Sam Bankman-Fried that they were directed to suppress Bitcoin's price last cycle, which is what caused the 2021 50% pullback and wrecked a lot of people. They crushed people's life savings in that move. So I don't know, 2 years long enough or not from you, FD White Go.
You know what, man? If they wouldn't have did that, I'd probably still be on vacation, man. That 5 months wasn't long enough, man. So, give her, give her a few more years, man. I think SBF, of course, he was the mastermind behind it. Give him the majority of it, but she don't look like she's gonna fare well in prison. It's probably one of them prisons where they they play tennis and they play golf and they watch the Desperate Housewives all day. But still she won't be free. So give her at least 5. She have at least 5.
OC, your thoughts? 2 years long enough? And guys, let me know in the chat if you think 2 years is fair. Put a 1 in the chat. If you think she needs more time, then put a 2 in the chat, followed by how many years you think she should get. So if you think 5 years, do a 2 and then 5. OC, your thoughts? Was it long enough?
I don't know. So let me ask you a question. I mean, how much you get, or how much of your time, how much you get paid for working 2 years straight? And I mean, she's going to hear for how long till how much did she spend, right? Is she keeping some? Is she not? Does she have accounts? Is she not? I would say that she would need to repay every single dime and work for that. I would say keeping her in prison, it's just not doing good to anybody. She should be getting a home arrest and working every single dime to pay everybody else and just eating out of rice and water every single day. I mean, she's so hot at this point that her face is just melting. So what else could we be asking there?
So someone said rich people's prison system. That's where she's going to go. Shout out to Buck. I don't know if you guys heard, P. Diddy is in prison with Sam Bankman-Fried. They're in the same prison together right now. So that's probably the type of prison she's going to end up. But me personally, 2 years, I don't think 2 years is long enough.
I pump those numbers up. Those are rookie numbers in this racket.
Yep, she needs more time in my opinion. So let's jump into the charts though, guys. Oh, hey, Biomex dropping a super chat here. $5 super chat for Biomex. He said, tell them, Piper, NCOs and senior NCOs, additional training, always fun. At least it was for me. Tell us extra training story of yours. An extra training story. Bro, I don't know that some of those stories are appropriate on here. I do have one where the Stingers, that's the guys that shoot the rockets off their shoulders, the Stinger missile systems shoot down helicopters and stuff. They got in trouble in Korea. They were past curfew. Well, one of them was past curfew. And if you're past curfew in Korea, South Korea, you get you'll get an Article 15. So they said, you know what? We can't have our battle buddy out there get an Article 15, which is like a fine and loss of rank and extra duty without extra pay. It sucks. If you did it in the civilian world, there would be massive lawsuits on corporations. Because you're going to do the same amount of work plus more work for less money and lose your position, and there's nothing you can do about it except for cry and then get out when your ETS comes up. And so they ran all of the whole platoon of Stinger guys ran down to 14 Sierras, ran down to the gate, so that if one of them was going to be late outside the gate, the entire platoon was going to be late. And they figured that might stop the sergeant major from giving Article 15s out. So he gave them all Article 15s and extra duty, the entire platoon of 30 plus guys. For their extra duty, they had to repaint the barracks, which is where we live. It's like dormitories, right? They had to repaint the barracks. Well, the sergeant major came by on a weekend doing his patrols, checking in with all the charge of quarters at the front desk at the barracks, and decided to go see how his extra duty detail was doing. And when he got in there, they were all drunk on extra duty and had painted F the Sergeant Major on one of the hallway walls because they were going to paint over it anyways. They did not expect for him to make it there before they got it painted over. So there's a story for extra duty for you right there, man. So yeah, crazy times. Joe, that's privates. Joe will do anything and everything and never. That's why I'm so used to crypto. Nothing surprises me in it. I expect everything to happen that can happen on a chart because I dealt with Joe for 22 years. If it can happen, Joe will do it. So will Bitcoin. So let's jump into your charts, FD, and see what you're looking at, man. You're muted, bro.
Muted.
There we go. Sorry about that. I'm looking at Ave. Ave is at a key. We had a huge move. Like when the market wasn't even really moving, Ave was moving, if you guys remember. So I've been keeping this on my radar because when it's been moving hard and it's been respecting macro lines, macro trend lines, and macro support and resistance. So it's really just it's really simple for me. I don't like this candle right here, the way it's topping out. Topped out at about 180. Right now we're at about 165. So what I'm looking at is just a simple play. It's a simple play for me. As the market turns, as the market starts to what am I looking at? Environment starts to change. My strategies change a tad bit as well because I can't really trade the same way I was trading when the market was super choppy. As the market gets more bullish, I'm going to trade a little bit differently. So I'm going to start using less indicators and a little bit more just price action. I do use my indicators for, confluence. But right now, what I'm looking at, I'm just basically looking at us to hold this level here. So it's basically this simple for me. And then I'll go into some oscillators and indicators that I'm looking at. I'm looking to hold this $154 to $155 level. So we can come back down another $10 and we can still be this is what I'll be looking for to enter this trade, coming back up here and then taking this high back out to continue our uptrend, back up. I was like, what is that? Boom, yeah, there we go. So we had it here in March. Back in March, we topped out at 155. We had all this structure back here. In March of 2022, we came back here January 2021 during the bull run. So this is just a major support resistance flip that I'm looking at for Ave. And then we can turn on some of the oscillators. This is on the weekly, so we can go back to the daily. Does look like we are topping out right here, so I will expect a move down to the 155 to possibly maybe down to the 150. So somewhere in that area, I'll just keep my eye out and see how the how the market is moving. But this is what I'm looking at for Ave. VY, let's see, money flow is curving down on the daily, but this can turn around in the blink of an eye. Let's say Bitcoin starts to rip. Let's actually see what Bitcoin is doing right now. Bitcoin is coming down a tad bit, so we got to see what Bitcoin is going to do. But like we said, a lot of these trades and a lot of these coins are predicated on what Bitcoin is doing. And we see Bitcoin dominance easing up a little bit at 57.61 right now. So Aave is definitely on the top of my list. To see if we get that pullback that I'm expecting, especially with that. Was that a weekly candle that we were looking at? Yeah, this weekly candle. I don't like the way this weekly candle is looking, but hopefully we can fill this candle a little bit more, possibly to the middle, and then still get that pullback to, like I said, about 150 to 155, and then continue our ascension higher for Aave. So that's just a simple trade that I'm looking at. Right now, I got a couple more, a little bit more intricate, but Aave is definitely on my top 3 that I'm looking at right now because I'm looking for coins that have been moving, and when they move hard. That is the way that I want to do it because I can use less leverage and still get a nice, decent amount out of these moves as opposed to, taking a small move like, 2 or 3% and using higher leverage to get the same amount of money. So I'm taking my risk factor down.
Yeah, that's why I like to swing trade so much, and I am all about hedging too. So if I got a good run up and I see it hitting resistance, I'll throw a small short one because I would rather lose that little bit of a short than to close out the long if I think that it has a chance to go up, but it looks like it's pulling back. So let me go ahead and set a short up against this, hedge that long. If it does pull back, then I haven't lost any money. I locked it in. I can close out both of them. The short made up for my long losses, the unrealized profit losses that pulled back. And then if it keeps going up, then I close out the short, and let the long continue to run. So
And
yeah,
also,
it's
I pulled a quick fib, and that line is coming right in at the 618. I don't know why my 618 is red, but I pulled a nice little fib from the bottom of this move here. Let me actually make it a little bit bigger so everybody can see. So yeah, it's coming around at around 152, 150. Like I said, it's coming in at the 0.68, so the golden pocket. So if we do get that pullback, that's just or more confluence to look at that area as a possible bounce area.
Yeah, I'm going to jump over here to Bitcoin real fast, guys. On the 4 hour, we have closed the 4 hour above. We are now starting to come back for a retest. This 4 hour just opened up here at the top of the hour now. So at 2 o'clock when we went live, that's when this 4 hour closed right here that we got above. So right now it does look like we're coming in for that retest of the 200-day simple moving average. If we hold that, guys, that 65K, again, that's going to be your value area high that I'm going to be watching there. Bring that into focus. There we go. Get it loaded. Perfect. Yeah, that value area high right there, about 65.7, I think is going to be the max that I think it's going to hit on this run. And then we'll see if it goes low from there. It's
get low when the whistle go.
OC, you love music, man. The Mexican comes out in OC when I play music. This man will start dancing. Let me tell you. Let's go ahead and jump over to your chart, OC, see what you got on your chart. And then we're going to come back. We're going to watch a video of Gary Gensler getting wrecked at Congress. So, it's always great to see that. What's up? What you got? What you got, OC?
There is a little bit of the story. When I was living in the United States, a family that took me in, beautiful family. I love them with all my heart. They had to put up with my sense of humor. Just so you know, especially the south, north of Mexico, we have a very dark, heavy, and obscure and almost nefarious sense of humor. So they laughed out loud so hard, but they always called me little shit, right? Because I always was right at the line. So FD White, I've been seeing that you have used a Fibonacci level. And it wasn't the Piper sniper. I'm watching you, brother. I'm calling you out.
OC's getting you, man. OC's getting you.
He's getting me, yeah.
For quick fibs, sometimes you just want to pull a quick fib. I still pull fibs, and I have my own indicator that does it. So, by the way, video coming out this week. OC, what do you got on your chart? Let's come back and watch the video, and then let's run through some altcoins. Guys, let us know in the chat what altcoins you want us to take a look at, or what stocks. We're at market close. See how those markets close today, and try to get an idea what's going on tomorrow. OC, over to your chart, sir.
Absolutely. So looking at one of the S coins here, this is Luna, right? Why am I looking at Luna? Because right now we see a little bit of volatility, and I can maybe squeeze a little bit of the other people I think that's going to be moving and maybe catch the opposite side, right? It is a little bit complex. Don't get me wrong. This is going to be a little bit complex. It's not as easy as it appears. First of all, let's go and get started with the very basics, right? By the way, I'm guilty of not using indicators, although we have it automated. I still do my manual indicators. I was just joking with you, FDY, but I just need to call you out. Sorry, brother. So I have plays here. I trend line and another trend line. Here we go. You can see them both are very strong. We have very defined peaks and bottoms right there, right? Especially the lower one. But also, this creates a symmetrical triangle. Symmetrical triangle, it's a 50-50% chance to break out. Let's start throwing a couple of things in here. First, we have all of the reactors below, but we don't have a clean breakout. We are kind of like an interlocking or moving within the reactors, which doesn't make it a clean breakout. All right, then we have a resistance up here, very quick, and we have this. All right, this is confusing a little bit. We have soft order blocks, we have a big order block here, but this is what it's telling me that most likely we're gonna break but we're going to be breaking down below. Two of my favorite indicators. One, it is the free indicator volume profile bar magnifier order block by Jacob Maccabee. I use this one as my kind of like a for sure movement, right? When I see those and they're close, most likely we get pulled to those. And finally, one of my Fibs. Here we go. This is a Fibonacci level by the Piper Sniper. First of all, it's acting at the golden pocket is acting as a resistance. But if I invert it, if we go inverted in here, well, then we'll see that it pairs almost exactly beautifully, not only with the wave, but also with the Jacob Maccabee's order blocking here. So I think the magnetism, the gravity also, again, with this other order block is going to be major, and we're going to have a fake out and then a continuation to this area for then go catch these things. So basically, we're not going to be doing anything but other than racking people, right? So I would recommend setting your alerts. This is not financial advice, and I'm going to be trying to catch low position, crazy high leverage. That's for me. To squeeze a little bit on this, let's just call it lottery ticket, right? So I will try to go somewhere around 70x, depending on my stop loss, and it's going to be something between a position of 50, 75 bucks. It's going to be just a small position. I will not be carrying that much if I get stopped out on that one. Other than that, throwing back to you guys.
Awesome. Let me pull this up here for you guys. There we go. Let's jump over here and take a look. So I'm looking at TeraWolf on the daily here. Okay. We had a request from Buck to look at this, and this is a mining stock. Okay. It's on the NASDAQ. I'm looking at it on the Piper kit, and you can see right here, I've got Wolf on there. It is showing a target lock and a target hold on the daily, which means that you would got into this back on the retest of support here. You can see these auto printed fibs are, sorry about that. Auto printed fibs right here. This is called the kill box. Okay. We came in, it pulled it from the low to the high. It's pulled back, caught the golden pocket perfectly. Okay. So we had that. Secondly, this whole time we were running inside of the platinum pocket there for support. When this turned green, that is where the target lock would have turned green. Target hold turned green back here. You would have caught this entire move off of the Piper Sniper kit, and it has given us our levels right now, breaking to 236. I believe that we're going to be heading back to $6.50 to retest, grab liquidity from above this previous level before it moves back up. You can see, historically, it does really, really good runs there, guys. So looking at this on this local time frame on the daily, does look really bullish right now. Of course, this will depend on Bitcoin doing a continuation of its moves. But yeah, there's what I'm seeing for TeraWolf. There we go. Let's jump over. And FD, what are you looking at? Actually, let's watch this video first, FD.
Okay.
And then we'll,
okay, yep, go ahead.
Yeah, let's watch this video first that I want to show you guys. And then we'll come back and take a look. Let's see if you guys can hear this.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Mr. Gensler, suppose I were to sell you a Yankee ticket and tell you that the Yankee ticket could appreciate in value and could be resold at a profit in the secondary market. And as is the case with all sports tickets, suppose the proceeds from the sale of the Yankee ticket goes toward paying for the Yankee game. By selling you the Yankee ticket, am I entering into an investment contract with you and therefore conducting an unregistered security offering?
I appreciate the question. I don't know all the facts and circumstances, but I don't think so. I know where we're headed here, Representative, but I don't think so in that Yankee.
So a Yankee ticket is not, and why is the Yankee ticket not a security?
Well, it's really a question, and the courts have been clear on this, is the offer and sale.
Specifically with a Yankee ticket, though, when you're buying a Yankee ticket, what are you purchasing?
You're buying
access to a Yankee game. Is that fair to say?
I understand. It's been a while since I went to a Yankee game, but that's...
You're welcome to a Yankee game.
I used to live in New York, and my three daughters were all born in New York.
So in the Stoner Cats case, the creators were selling an NFT that offered access to an animated web series. From the standpoint of federal securities law, is there a legal difference between buying a Yankee ticket that offers you the experience of a Yankee game and buying an NFT that offers you the experience of an animated web series?
again, I don't want to comment on any one specific.
Well, it was a settlement, it's a fait
situation,
accompli.
but-
It's not an ongoing litigation. You can comment on it.
But it's about how is something offered and sold, and is it offered and sold as an investment contract? Or are individuals looking to a common enterprise anticipating profits based on the
Well,
efforts
I'm
of
familiar
others?
with the definition, you're avoiding the question. Thank you, Mr.
Yeah,
Chair.
so there you go. He definitely did not want to answer that question. I think he laid it out perfectly well for Gary Gensler to answer, but there was no real response to that. And the case that they are doing against, I can't remember the name of the blockchain, but it was an NFT that gave access to an animated series. And that was included in their securities lawsuit. It's still ongoing. Yet here you have him given another example of something that grants access, and it will likely be resold because most tickets get bought and resold. If you try to go to a concert at all, you end up buying it from a third party, not from the main release source, right? And so I just wanted to show that because Representative Richie Torres, I think he did a very simple question for Gary Gensler that I think he knew the answer, and the answer was in direct opposition to what his stance has been. It didn't match his narrative, so he wasn't going to answer it. FD, what's your thoughts on that video? Good old Dirty Gary got walked right into the target of the kill box, just like the Piper sniper kit, and couldn't answer the question, man.
You know what, man? If you looked at it, every time they go back to Gary Gensler, his head was getting smaller in that big suit. Like every time he was just like melting and melting and melting and shrinking, like because he knew he couldn't answer the question, man. So it was like the same. It's like he laid it out perfectly to just give him an answer. He should have been like, okay, I'm wrong, man. Like because basically he gave him the answer without giving him the answer. So I think he'll be up out of here, especially if Orange Guy gets in, he'll be up out of here day one.
Yep, I think so too. Shout out to Arskanor, RSK Nor. I'm not sure. I'm sure I butchered that one too. He said NFTs are all scams, in my opinion. I will counter that with this point. I think it was CoinGlass that did their lifetime access on an NFT. So it's like getting a lifetime subscription to CoinGlass, and you got an NFT for it. That was your login credentials, was your NFT. What I like about that is how many times have you bought a lifetime subscription on something and then down the road you quit using it? And this would give the ability for you to sell your lifetime subscription to someone else because all you got to do is sell them the NFT. I think there are use purposes in the world of functionality and utility when it comes to NFTs. Now, if it's just a JPEG, yes, that is. I think that absolutely that is speculative to say the least. Probably a lot of them could be scams because people think that they are going to go higher and then they buy them and they don't, right? But you also got, people like the Crypto Weatherman who literally took a drawing that his daughter did of a balloon animal. And then he sold it as an NFT and made $3,000 on it on OpenSea. So he said that proves that people will buy anything. So how's that different than art? I could do a piece of art that's just mud thrown on a wall, cut out the wall, and sell that piece of drywall with mud thrown on it, and say it's a hard day's work is the name of this piece of art, right? And you might think that it's the greatest piece of art ever, pay the money for it, and then another one just doesn't get anything. So doesn't get anything for it when they buy it from you. So it's really speculative to say the least. I don't know that they're all scams though. There are some really, really good utility uses, for NFTs out there. We just haven't
Really
gotten through all the sewage. So
Yeah. Really quick, Piper, man. Like on the topic of NFTs, which is nobody's talking about right now, but I got something, like when it comes to real world assets, like a lot of these real world assets is we can make like let's say somebody comes out with JPEGs, but they have real physical products to back it. So now it becomes a real world asset. Like it's a thin line between NFTs and some real world asset project. So just be careful out there.
Yeah, I think NFTs and video game skins, like Buck said, I think that's a great one. If I can buy NFTs for my shoes and the outfit that I'm wearing and the gun that I'm carrying and one of my games like Call of Duty or Fortnite, something like that, and then I can sell that skin to someone else once I'm tired of it. I think that's a great use for an NFT too. So yeah, shout out to Buck. Let's jump over to your screen. You were going to talk about something you were seeing there.
Yeah.
Let's go take a look at it, FD. Let's go.
Yeah, so this is just I think I see it in the chat as well. Gala. So Gala is just following one of my, the plays. A lot of these have this similar setups. We got above the 50-day. We held it as resistance 1, 2, 3 times. Then we broke above it. Then we held the 100-day, but we got above that. So looks like we held the 100-day SMA as support, and now we're coming up to this pivotal line here at about 0.02224, give or take. So same thing. This is what I'm looking at. If the market can turn bullish, then I'll look for something like a breakout, a retest, and then I'll be targeting this area all the way up here at about 0.02667. But if we don't, then we'll just look for something to get rejected and come back down to our upper sloping trend line, which we've been holding ever since the beginning of August. So that's another one that I'm looking at. Whoever said Gala, I appreciate it, because this was not on my radar. We won't just go straight down. If we do lose that, we could. I'm gonna pull another fib without the Piper sniper. We'll take this, and then we have the 618. So it is in confluence with this upper sloping trend line for the most part. We do have the 786 coming in at about 0.01889. So basically that area that we talked about coming back down to is what we've been looking at for this upper sloping trend line. And we do have another horizontal coming in that acted as SR flip right around that area as well. But right now I'm leaning more bullish. We got to see, like you keep saying, if Bitcoin can continue its ascension higher. And this would be, if we do break out, this should be a fairly easy trade. So I'm on a 4-hour, but like I said, I would probably zoom in to the 15 or the hourly and to get, that sniper's view and to try to get an entry to ride it all the way up to about this 0.02655 level.
Do me a favor, pull up a chart called Dog, and then look at that chart. I think you're going to see something there when you pull a trend line on it. And then you can say it's raining cats and dogs for all the money you're going to make from that pop cat and that dog. It's raining cats and dogs.
Yeah.
And make it rain. You got that? You got that chart up? Pull it up real fast and let's see it if you got it.
No, I don't got it up.
All right,
I'm sorry.
You pull that up. OC, what are you looking at on your chart right now?
I was looking at Jupiter. So Jupiter looking good in my opinion. I mean, it's kind of like depending on what you're looking at it here, right? Let's just get started with this. Just so you guys know, I got beef with Jupiter. I did, but way higher up there, and I'm still stuck with it, which is fine. It wasn't a leverage position; it's just for holding, but still got a little bit of beef on it. Right, so at this point, I'm seeing a possible bull flag already breaking, and the measured target, it is pretty far up, right? We have already broken, but remember that this could be maybe a forced flag like this one, in which we are just breaking to make a double top and then bouncing back down, right? The thing that I liked is that we're not there yet on the possibilities for getting the peak. So basically, the chances for the highest point of the chart is not there in yet, right? So we can still go higher, in my opinion. What I'll be just waiting is maybe a little bit of a pullback to create a secondary trend line here that defines the position where we're going to be running up across, right? For that, I'm going to be also taking a look at where we are bouncing, as you can see at the top of that bands. And also, if I start turning things off, look at where my predicted target or measured target lines up with, right? Very, very precise. That gets to be one of the few ones that kind of like at the measured target fits that well. The other one is that we are rejecting out of the liquidity area. Remember that not because it has more liquidity to burst up means that we're not going to be rejecting out of it. It only means that the rejection is going to be weaker than the possibilities to break it, right? So as you can see, we are rejecting. We have that weak in here. I am expecting a little bit of a pullback and then a breakthrough, previous support becomes new, the previous resistance becomes new support. So it's not about the breakout, it's about the retest. And off we go to previews to the next
Awesome.
jumping. If we get the retracement, that will be it. Yep.
Yeah, you froze there for a
That's it,
second,
that's it.
but we caught the end of it there. Did you find what I was talking about on that on dog?
Yeah. Yeah, I did. My screen when I stopped sharing. Is it sharing on your end?
Oh, let me check.
Did it stop?
Nope. Here, I'll pull it up on mine. I'll pull it up on mine. I got it handy right now. Here.
Okay.
I've got the 50-day coming down. We are pushing on that. We're pushing on the quantum reactor, and we just broke the dynamic reactor. I think if you take a look at what's going on here right now in this quantum reactor, I'm looking at the 4-hour. I think if we break this, guys, dog has a chance of breaking out too. So you can trade this on, I believe it is on BitGet and Poloniex. I think there might be some other ones too. I'll have to check Blowfin. I'm not sure, but yeah, I think dog might be about to break out too. And shout out to the guy on X who I got that from. Let me come over and take a look. It's Dan. It's Crypto Venture Capital. He said probably my favorite chart going into the bull run. It's dog, and it's set to go parabolic. So I went and checked it out. Yeah, he ain't wrong, man. It's about to launch off, in my opinion. So could be raining cats and dogs for you, FD. I'm just saying. Just saying.
I'm ready. I'm ready, man. I'm ready. I've been waiting for 5.5 months for this, man.
Well, let's go back and let's wrap this up by looking at Bitcoin, seeing what we're seeing here on the Bitcoin chart, because this is the big deciding factor. We can look at everything under the sun that's sitting at resistance, and it's really going to depend upon Bitcoin holding this level right now, guys. Looking at this on the 4-hour, let's see how this is looking. Let's throw the oscillator on. Oscillator is telling us that money flow is coming up. So you can see that right there. That's the money flow index is coming up. Volume's coming up. The true 7 is actually all the way up to here. It's come all the way up behind this ribbon. So that's the light green there. Let me bring that in. There you go. You can see the true 7 there. Oscillator ribbon is green. Things are looking pretty bullish here on the 4-hour chart. Let's go over here and let's throw on my side-by-side. Let's see how the RSI is looking. RSI is not looking overly overbought or anything yet at all. Matter of fact, we're sitting quite a ways away from the Bollinger Band on the 4-hour here. This is a daily Bollinger Band here. We're still sitting a ways down below that. You can see we're light orange and we're sitting low. Guys, I think this is going to make it up to the $65,000 range. If I really had to put money on it, that's what I would say. And we look here on the 12-hour. 12-hour, we are starting to get a little cool off here, but it's not super bright red like we had over here. It's just like a nice burnt orange, if you will. We're pushing up hard into the Bollinger Bands here. This is looking pretty decent. Let's check out the daily. Daily, nowhere near as high as we could still work higher here on the daily easily. Bollinger Band is angled up, so we can continue to match into that as we go up. And the quantum bands are sitting at about 65,700 here on the left side chart. I think we go up to visit 65.5 if I had to say what's going to happen today on Bitcoin. At that point, though, it's liquidity's grabbed, guys, and take that for what you will on that. So, yeah, we're at the top of the hour, guys. FD, thoughts on Bitcoin today? What's going to happen with it? Is it gonna play out and make its way up there, or is it heading downtown, making its way downtown? What do you think?
So, here's my one price prediction for the month: $65,085. We're going there.
You heard it right here. You heard it. He put it out. Got that money call from FD White. I love it, dude. One of these days, I will quit trying to call you TradeFly, man. It's because you guys do such a great show at night. I just can't. You're one and the same in my head. You guys look identical and everything. Beautiful people.
Yeah, that's my twin.
Beautiful people. OC, is it going to make it 65.5? Is it going to, or do you think $65,085 and it says I'm done? Y'all thought I was going higher. I'm front ran this and we're out of here.
I think he's gonna do it. I do think that he's gonna do it. Might not be this first time, but I think he's gonna do it. I really have high hopes. But once again, not because I think something the market is gonna react to, but my thoughts, right? I will be moving cautiously. But if you got me guessing, I think they were gonna do it. It's gonna take one or two more movements before we explode. But I think we're gonna hold that point. We're gonna do a little bit of a flag, and then we're gonna keep continuing to that area. But yeah, that's what I get.
Okay, I can go with that. I can go with that. I do have we had someone here said CME close Friday AM, staying cautious. I will point out we still have a CME gap on here. We absolutely do. Guys, let's jump over here real fast to show that. There's still a CME gap sitting down at $54,500 that has not been closed. We talked about this last week. Still has not been revisited and closed. So we were talking about that level, that 65.5 level for rejection, and then back down. That would close out that CME gap also. So be aware of that. And then also we got to look and see how the CME looks when we get to Friday, because that's going to start a whole new one on Monday for us. So that is, yeah. Keep an eye on that one. Good call, David. I appreciate that, man. Totally forgot to go look at my CME gap, and yes, we have not closed that yet. So, FD, OC, I appreciate you guys joining us today, joining me today. FD, obviously I know you got family time and everything else, but you still make it a point to be here every Tuesday and Thursday. I appreciate you. You are awesome, man. But we're going to head out of here. You got anything for the people on the way out? We'll go with you first, FD.
No, man, I really enjoyed this show, man. OC, man, I always love doing streams with you, man. Hopefully you come back a lot. Piper, forever grateful for you, man. Love the academy. Love the community, man. See you tonight, 8:30 p.m. Eastern time. We got the crypto nightcap, me and my twin, Trey Fly.
That's right. And then right after that, we got Billy Goat Tales. So Jenna X is going to be on there tonight. It's going to be awesome. Guys, thanks for joining us here today. I appreciate all of you guys. We're going to be back here Thursday doing this again, Trade Academy. This is what we do in the afternoon on Tuesdays and Thursdays. We break all this down 4 p.m. Eastern. Plus, we got the morning show pre-market. That is called Good Morning Crypto on every single morning. And then at market open, you can catch the morning market report with me and OC and usually Trade Fly. And then, of course, like he said, Crypto Nightcap. We got a lot of content here. If you did not subscribe, make sure you do that. Join us right here every single day for all the content that we bring to you guys, and trade safe. As always, use a stop loss. We'll catch you guys later. Peace.